Alright, hey guys, Lightfuzion here, jumping back in Guardians of Ember. They recently did their commercial launch, so I thought it'd be time to jump back into the game. This is actually going to be an update video for my Shadows Emerge build. We recently got an extra skill button down at the bottom, so I'm going to go over the two big skills that I use on that extra button we picked up, as well as some changes to the passives that you could make to kind of adjust the build. I actually do a little bit more damage using some different passives than the one that I had originally used. Now, on that extra button we picked up, I usually run Corrupt Attraction most of the time for increased attack speed. Now this works, it's a buff. It lasts for 20 seconds and it's on 31-second cooldown. So essentially you have 11 seconds where you don't have this ability active. But this is the one that I run the most, would be Corrupt Attraction. I run this when I'm just out farming content, not really trying to push harder content. Now when I go to trying to push harder stuff, I usually use Woven Guardian Spirit. Now this spawns 2 orbs that orbit your character, and as those orbs pass through enemies, they do damage to them, which has a chance to proc our Bloody Order passive that we run. This ability also has a health regeneration aspect tied into it for that 6 seconds that the orbs orbit us. We also have some health regeneration tied in with that. So those are the two abilities that I use on that extra skill button that we picked up. So I use Corrupt Attraction when I'm just out questing, doing public quests, or farming content. That's the one that I use. When I go to do some nightmare difficulty or push harder content, I'm going to use Woven Guardian Spirit for the increased survivability and Bloody Order procs. Now, the changes that I've made to the passive, I was running Horrific Violence. That was what I had ran in the original build, and I'm making a change to that. Dropping Horrific Violence because I'm picking up attack speed with that Corrupt Attraction skill that I use. So I'm going to be picking and using Death Grip now as the passive, because all of the damage abilities I use all do dark damage, and this gives me a 10% increase to dark damage, as well as a chance to inflict an additional 30% dark damage on my target. I find that in the long run, this seems to give me a better damage increase instead of relying on Horrific Violence procs to give me the increase. This seems to be a more reliable way to judge how much damage I'm doing, based on being able to use the Corrupt Attraction ability and then just getting the increased damage from that. Now you could also, if you wanted to, you could also run Detached Suffering if you were lower level. And I say lower level on this because my armor does not have any resistance on it, so I would lose half of this passive skill, because all I would gain from this would be the damage bonus. Now if you were lower level and you had resistance still on your armor, you would pick up the second part, which is the increase in bonus resistance. So if you were lower level, that might be one to look at running. You could also run Scarlet Cross if you needed critical hit chance, but again, that one's all proc based. And I tried to pick a passive that was I could kind of count on that bonus 10%. It doesn't change. I'm not relying on RNG to give me my increase in damage. It's built into the build. So that's the changes that I've made, and a reason why. So if you guys have any questions, comments, you want to see, a different video, you want to see something else, you have any questions, make sure you shoot me a comment, let me know. You guys can also hit me up on Steam. I am open to suggestions. So thanks guys, and make sure you guys give me a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.